Hi friends, my name is Kim. Welcome back to Healing Cottage Homestead. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm so happy to have you with me today. Today we are going to make a recipe it's for the oven, and it is called creamy tomato spinach chicken bake. And the first thing that we're going to do, it has more ingredients than I normally use, but I think it's going to be a winner. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix together, well, our oven is preheated to 350. We're going to mix together a can of tomatoes, some diced onion, a can of tomato paste, some half and half, some chicken broth, our spinach, garlic. This calls for sugar. How much sugar does it call for? A tablespoon. We'll see if we add that. I don't know that we need that. And salt and pepper. So let's start by dicing our onion. Oh, it's right here. So how is the weather for you? I am going to be late with my video today because the weather has just been atrocious. I have a leak in my bathroom ceiling, and I have an attic, I believe, over that section, and I haven't checked to see what the leak. I just know that it's coming out of a register vent that's in the ceiling. So I'm going to have to call someone, have them come out, but that's minor compared to what a lot of people are dealing with. The wind and the rain have just been just a lot today. And we have had a very dry season the past few weeks, and so the rain is appreciated, but goodness, it's been a lot. And the interstate, everything took quite a bit longer to drive because there's just flash flooding, and I saw lots of accidents and lots of ambulance crews. So praying for all of the people affected, and praying for the people in Florida who are affected by the hurricane. If that is any of you, let me know how you're doing in the comments. I would appreciate that. Okay, next we're going to use some garlic, and it calls for 4 cloves of garlic. I'm using my already minced up garlic. Add that. And we want a can of tomato paste. I'm almost done with, I did not make tomato paste. That is not something that I will probably ever can myself. But I'm almost done with my store-bought chicken broth and my store-bought tomatoes. And we'll start using what I can myself. And this calls for 1 6-ounce can. I'm pretty sure this is 6 ounces. Yep. And then it calls for 1 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. And then it calls for a 1/2 cup of half and half. I picked up a 1/2 bushel of green beans at the farmer's market, and I picked up half and half there. And I picked up the spinach there as well. It calls for a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. And then I'll put the rest of that in a Ziploc baggie and freeze it. And then we've got to mix all of this together. And it calls for oregano and basil. I'm not a huge fan of Italian seasoning, so I am not going to use that. I do need to add salt and pepper. I need to fill my salt jar. I'm going to a fair trade show with my kids. And when I say my kids, I mean my son, my daughter-in-law, and my granddaughters. And I'm hoping to find a wood salt and pepper shaker mill, salt and pepper mill, something like that. I think that'd be nice. All right, add 2 cups of spinach to that as well. Okay, and we're going to set that aside, and we're going to place our chicken breasts in a 9x13 pan. I am trying to be as, what would the word be? It's not lazy, but I'm trying to not have, I don't like to clean my 9x13 pan when I'm not sure if it's going to stick, because I just don't like it. So I'm using a disposable pan. As you know, I did a meal train the other week. It wasn't an official meal train. I just, my pastor had a death in his family. He lost his brother suddenly. And I just, feeding people is my love language. So I wanted to make that meal for he and his family. And I did it all with takeout containers. So I had some left over. And so I'm going to use that tonight for myself. I'm going to salt and pepper this chicken. I use a little bit of Greek seasoning because you know how much I love that. And since I'm not using the oregano or basil, and then we're going to pour the sauce over our chicken. It does not say to cover it. I got the tin foil out thinking that it would, but it does not. So there we go. And then we are going to cook this for 25 to 30 minutes. Then we're going to top it with mozzarella and cook it for an additional 10 minutes. And then we will come back and give it a taste. Okay, our timer has gone off. And now we are going to top this. It smells wonderful. My glasses have stopped steaming up. We're going to top this with 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. And I'm just going to use what's left in this bag. And if you were going to add basil, fresh basil, and parsley, now would be the time to do that. And then we're going to put this in the oven for another 10 minutes. And then we will pull it out and give it a taste. Okay, so we're ready to give this a taste. Here's what it looks like. It is piping hot. Get a little bit of everything on my fork. I also do not want to burn myself. While we're waiting for this to cool, I will tell you the nutrition facts. So we're looking at only 268 calories in a serving, just 6 grams of fat, and only 74 milligrams of cholesterol. So that's really a great win for me. There already are 32 grams of carbs, and I'm not sure, I guess all of the tomatoes are causing the carbohydrate count to go up, but we didn't use that tablespoon of sugar, and I'm sure that that's some carbs that we can get back. I'm not, Alexa, how many grams of carbs in a tablespoon of sugar?
1 tablespoon of sugar has 13 grams of carbohydrates.
13 grams of carbohydrates. So if we remove that from the 32, we're looking at 19 grams of carbs. So we really saved ourselves by not having that tablespoon of sugar. And there are 3 grams of fiber. So that would bring us down to 16 net carbs and 27 grams of protein. So really good. Hopefully this has cooled off enough to taste. That's really, really good. It's a little bit richer because of that half and half, I think. The chicken is very tender, so that was just the right amount of time to cook it. And the tomatoes are good, the seasoning is good, everything about it is delicious. So I think that we have a real winner here. And because we're down to just 16 net carbs, you could have this with pasta or orzo or rice or whatever you would like, but maybe it would be perfect with a little bit of angel hair pasta, I think, or fettuccine. I'm going to eat it just as is and probably have a salad. That's my typical how I eat my meals, is a salad with some type of protein and vegetable. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, Healing Cottage Homestead, and I hope that you will follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. I post diabetic friendly recipes every Tuesday and Friday, normally at 5 p.m. Eastern, but it is currently 5:41, so the weather really got me behind schedule, and I apologize for that. So I'll get this edited and posted as quickly as possible. I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, friends, and I look forward to cooking with you again soon. Take care.